And then when they become after they're 16 years old, it's like jumping off a cliff. And there's very little support and very little help for them to make the transition into becoming working and creative people in the society. And that's the one thing that Next Step can provide. I commend you for it.
What's best for Denny?
What's best for Denny? Is that to let her go live with perfect strangers like the Eckharts?
Well, there is a touch of vulgarity in me.
Go a step further, call it crude.
Well,
all right. How do you want to handle this, pleasant or unpleasant?
Paul Newman was one of the most admired men in Hollywood history. With his striking blue eyes and natural charm, he was often called one of the most handsome actors ever to appear on screen. But when Newman spoke about beauty, his perspective was very different from what people expected. For him, beauty was never just about physical appearance. He believed true beauty came from personality, confidence, intelligence, and talent. Throughout his long career, Newman worked with many remarkable women, actresses who were not only admired for their looks, but also respected for their strength, professionalism, and unforgettable performances. Today, we're looking at several women Paul Newman admired, worked with, or considered truly extraordinary, women whose beauty went far beyond the surface. 1. Joanne Woodward. Joanne Woodward was not only Paul Newman's wife, but also the woman he respected more than anyone else in his life. Their love story became one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages, lasting more than 50 years, something extremely rare in the film industry. Woodward was an Academy Award-winning actress known for her emotional depth and powerful performances. Newman often spoke about how talented she was and how much he admired her dedication to acting. In fact, he sometimes chose projects specifically to support her career, directing films that gave her the opportunity to shine. What made Joanne truly beautiful in Newman's eyes wasn't just her appearance, but her intelligence, humor, and strength of character. He once made it clear that while Hollywood was full of glamorous faces, very few people possessed the kind of grace and warmth that Joanne carried naturally. 2. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the most famous actresses in the world when she worked with Paul Newman in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Known for her unforgettable violet eyes and commanding screen presence, Taylor had a unique ability to captivate audiences the moment she appeared on screen. Working together on such an intense film created a strong professional respect between Newman and Taylor. She was known for being passionate, confident, and fearless in her performances, qualities that Newman deeply respected in fellow actors. Beyond her beauty, Taylor was also known for her generosity and strong personality. She was outspoken, independent, and never afraid to stand for what she believed in. For Newman, this combination of strength and elegance represented a deeper kind of beauty, the kind that leaves a lasting impression long after the cameras stop rolling. 3. Elke Sommer. Elke Sommer was one of the most recognizable international actresses of the 1960s. When she starred alongside Paul Newman in The Prize, audiences immediately noticed her elegance, charm, and confident screen presence. Sommer brought a unique European sophistication to Hollywood films at a time when international stars were becoming increasingly popular. Her beauty was often described as graceful rather than flashy, and she carried herself with confidence and poise both on and off the screen. Newman appreciated actors who took their craft seriously, and Sommer was known for being professional and hardworking, qualities that earned respect from directors and co-stars alike. Her ability to balance intelligence, humor, and natural charm made her stand out in an industry often focused only on appearances. To Newman, that quiet confidence and authenticity made her truly memorable. 4. Brigitte Bardot. Brigitte Bardot became one of the most influential beauty icons of the 20th century. Although she and Paul Newman never worked together directly, Bardot's impact on cinema and culture was impossible to ignore. During the late 1950s and 1960s, Bardot represented a new kind of screen presence, natural, confident, and unapologetically bold. She changed fashion trends, influenced photography, and became a global symbol of glamour. What made Bardot stand out was not only her appearance, but also her independent spirit. She refused to follow traditional expectations and lived life on her own terms, something that many actors of Newman's generation admired. Her confidence, individuality, and strong personality gave her a presence that went far beyond physical beauty. For many in Hollywood, including Newman's circle, Bardot represented a modern kind of beauty that combined charisma with fearless self-expression. 5. Jacqueline Bisset. Jacqueline Bisset was often described as one of the most naturally beautiful actresses of her generation. But what made her truly remarkable was her intelligence and calm, composed personality. Bisset became a major international star in the late 1960s and 1970s, appearing in films that showcased not only her elegance but also her emotional depth as a performer. She had a quiet confidence that made her performances feel authentic and relatable. Paul Newman often admired actors who didn't rely solely on glamour but brought sincerity and subtlety to their roles. Bisset fit that description perfectly. She carried herself with grace, spoke thoughtfully in interviews, and maintained a reputation for professionalism throughout her career. Her beauty was never loud or exaggerated. It was refined, understated, and timeless, the kind that leaves a lasting impression rather than demanding attention. 6. Geraldine Page. Geraldine Page was one of the most respected actresses of her time, known for her intense performances and deep emotional range. When she appeared alongside Paul Newman in Sweet Bird of Youth, audiences were struck by her powerful presence. Page was not the typical Hollywood glamour star, but she possessed something far more rare: raw talent and authenticity. Newman deeply respected actors who committed themselves fully to their craft, and Page was known for giving everything to every role she played. Her performances were emotional, complex, and unforgettable, earning her critical acclaim and admiration from fellow actors. For Newman, beauty was never limited to physical appearance. He often believed that passion, dedication, and honesty in performance could make someone truly captivating. Geraldine Page embodied that belief, proving that true beauty often comes from depth of character and artistic brilliance. 7. Shirley Knight. Shirley Knight was another talented actress who worked with Paul Newman in Sweet Bird of Youth. Early in her career, she earned major award nominations, quickly gaining recognition as one of the most promising performers of her generation. Knight was admired for her emotional intensity and her ability to portray vulnerable, complex characters. She brought sincerity and realism to her roles, something Newman valued deeply in acting. Off-screen, Knight was known for being thoughtful, intelligent, and dedicated to her work. She approached acting with seriousness and professionalism, earning the respect of colleagues throughout Hollywood. What made her beautiful in the eyes of many filmmakers was her authenticity. She didn't try to be glamorous in a conventional way. Instead, she allowed her performances and personality to speak for themselves. That honesty gave her a presence that audiences remembered long after the film ended. 8. Barbara Rush. Barbara Rush was one of the classic leading ladies of Hollywood, known for her elegance and polished screen presence. She appeared in a wide range of films and television projects, building a career that lasted for decades. Rush had a graceful, timeless style that made her stand out during Hollywood's golden and transitional years. She carried herself with confidence and professionalism, qualities that earned her respect across the industry. Actors who worked with her often spoke about her kindness and composure on set. Newman appreciated people who remained grounded despite fame, and Rush was known for maintaining a balanced, dignified approach to her career. Her beauty was not only in her appearance but also in the way she conducted herself, with grace, patience, and quiet strength. That kind of character often leaves a deeper impression than fame alone. Paul Newman understood something many people overlook. Real beauty is not just about appearance. It's about character, talent, and the way a person carries themselves through life. The women he admired were not only admired for their looks, but for their intelligence, professionalism, and strength. They were artists, pioneers, and individuals who left a lasting impact on Hollywood. In the end, Newman's view of beauty reminds us of a simple truth. The most unforgettable people are those whose presence, personality, and passion shine brighter than anything else.